The final trailer for Wonder Woman just dropped yesterday, and I'm going to break this thing down for you guys, let you know what I found, what I thought, maybe some theories in there. There is that potential for spoilers. I don't know much about the comic books or really much about this movie. This is the first trailer breakdown for this movie that I've done because the other trailers have dropped at the worst times, like the most inopportune times for me to break them down. But yeah, I'm going to break this thing down for you guys, and let's get started. The trailer starts out with a scene that we've pretty much already seen before, with Wonder Woman climbing out of the trench and going to face off against the Nazis. And we get this voiceover from this woman who we either assume is her mother or just caretaker, or maybe the trainer who's just training her to be the fighter. And she basically says fighting does not make you a hero, and little Diana Prince, well, that's what we call her, she basically says, what if I'm careful? You know, what if I just use a shield, no sharp edges? And it's cute, but this whole scene is like, after a while, it's like, wow, this girl's gonna be really conceited when she grows up. This little girl's like, I know, Mom, you've told me this story. I know they don't need me or deserve me. I know they need me, but don't deserve me. It's kind of like the Dark Knight over again. Like, Batman's the hero that Gotham needs, but not the one it deserves, but not the one it needs right now. And it's kind of a copy off of that, I think. For the first few trailers, I was really excited to see this scene where she's running across the field blocking the bullets. But they keep, like, they're overselling this, her wrist gauntlets, the bracelets of submission, as far as I know that they're called. If that's not what they're called, let me know in the comment section below. But the fact that she's just blocking these bullets, like, tink, 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 like, it's kind of cheesy. I liked the first few shots that we've seen of it when she saves Chris Pine's life in the alleyway. That was cool, but it's getting to be too much. You know, she's just ping, ping, ping. You know, just use your shield. That's bigger. It's much easier. Just do that. And eventually we do see her use her shield, and that shot does look cool, but it's like, okay, now what? What are you gonna do now? Wait till they reload and then run a little further. So we get the same shot of Chris Pine's character's plane crashing into the ocean and Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, jumping out into the water to save him. And that shot does look really cool. I love the fact that it's all one shot where she's jumping down and she's in the water. It's kind of cool. So based on what we've seen in the trailers, there's going to be a lot of Chris Pine's character just being like, okay, what? Right. You know, a lot of that. And I think it's just going to get a little annoying. And I don't know, I was really excited to see Chris Pine in this movie in the first few trailers, but this trailer kind of takes that away just a little bit. I'm less excited for his character, but I'm still excited for this movie. So Chris Pine's character is being questioned by the high person in the Wonder Woman, Amazonian woman realm place. And he's got the lasso of truth wrapped around him, so as far as I know, that means he has to tell the truth. He can't lie. He's just like overcome. It's like the Centaurian slugs from Star Trek, another movie that he was in, forces him to tell the truth. But what he talks about is that you're in more danger than you know. Like, the Nazis will come here, the war will spread over here. And I like the fact that they kind of give away the name of the villain, but I also don't like that. It's wasted in the trailer. That was their mistake in Batman v Superman, showing Doomsday in one of the trailers. It's like, what did you do? That was supposed to be like the big reveal of the whole movie, and you ruined it in the trailer. You know, it's like, well, now we know why or how Batman and Superman are going to team up together. They're going to have to fight Doomsday. And this one, while we knew that there was supposed to be a villain in this movie, we now know her name and what she does. And I looked Dr. Poison up, and some of the things I can't talk about because it might be too much spoilers, but her powers are like the knowledge of poisons, toxins, and plagues. Like, her power is just knowledge. That's not really a power, if I would say. So Wonder Woman seems really concerned about what Chris Pine's character is saying. So she's like, I'm going mother. She says mother, so obviously now we know that this character is her mother. Is it her real mother or is it her adopted mother? We don't really know. I mean, I don't know. It could be either or. Now this song sounds cool, but I don't think it works for this trailer. Because this trailer is supposed to be about a movie set in World War I times. It's a heavy metal rock song and doesn't quite work. And I also don't like the scene where she's climbing up that wall. It's just like, come on. So we see her grabbing all of her gadgets, and what I take away from this scene is, okay, yes, she needs to get armored up and she needs all the weapons she can get, but it's like she's leaving her family, her people defenseless. She's taking all the relics with her. It's like, what if they need that in defense of this place? You know, what if the Nazis come there and attack? And you know, they need that stuff. I mean, obviously they're probably capable with just bows and arrows and regular swords, but she takes all the powerful stuff, you know, the lasso of truth, the little crown thing, and the sword, and the shield. And she's kind of selfish. And this is probably the most fun scene of the trailer because she's trying to get acclimated to the world and the war, and she's like, to the war. She's like very intense, like, let's do this. I'm ready to kick some butt. And Chris Pine's character is like, well, the war is actually back that way, but we need to go this way first. And I have a feeling that scene is obviously going to carry on. She's like, why are we going that way? I need to go back to the war. And it's just going to be like a clashing of worlds. Like, no, you don't understand. We have to prepare first. We can't just go in and guns blazing or swords blazing or lassos blazing. I don't know. And just go and attack. But we got to come up with a plan. And I think it'll be pretty fun. Might be over the top fun, but we'll see. Hey, look, it's David Thewlis. That's cool. I don't know what character he's playing, but it's cool. I have a feeling that he's probably going to be a villain because it's David Thewlis. And here is where we start to get into the action scenes of the trailer. And I have to say, and I'm going to keep saying it throughout this breakdown, the action scenes in this movie are just going to be incredible, I think. I love how stylized they are. I love the way that she slides and attacks and moves really far, and it just looks really cool. And I'm going to keep talking about it through different shots of this, but I mean, all the action scenes in this movie I think are going to be really, really well done. So this is very interesting because the whole movie seems grounded in reality. You know, she's just fighting off against Nazis, you know, the bad guys of the war. And it's very, you know, it's like a war movie. And we get this shot of Wonder Woman blocking lightning with her bracelets of submission, as far as I know. That's what they're called. Her gauntlet, her wrist straps. And we've seen the beginning of that shot in a previous trailer where she just puts them up and then it ends. But this is obviously the continuation of that. I just wonder who she's fighting. I'm assuming that this is still set in the World War I time. But, you know, who is she fighting? There's a number of bad guys that she could be fighting that we've seen in this movie. It could be William Stryker. From X-Men Origins Wolverine, the guy who plays him, he's in this movie. Could be David Thewlis's character. His last name is kind of hard to say, because I don't know what his character is. He just seems to be a little shady to me. But it could also be Dr. Poison. Maybe she gets upgraded and she's able to shoot out lightning. I have no idea. I do like this interchange of when the guy asks, "What are you?" and Wonder Woman just says, "You will soon find out." I love that line. I don't know why. It's cool, you know? She's very yeah, you're about to die, dude. But I don't think that she's gonna kill him here. I think someone's going to come to his rescue and she's gonna have to get into this big fight scene. But the shot that follows that, where she goes and hits a guy with her knee out a window, that whole shot is just incredible. It's so stylized, and I love how it's stylized. It's not over stylized, that's the thing. It's stylized in tasteful manner. So here we get a lot of shots that it's hard to see what's really going on. She's running through what looks like an airfield. She gets out her lasso of truth. A big explosion happens. I still don't know what this explosion really is. It's a white explosion. It's not a normal explosion. So something happens here. Could be a chemical effect. I don't know, but it's kind of interesting. But this shot right here, it's very interesting. To my knowledge, I didn't know Wonder Woman could fly. So is she being held up by the more powerful being that she has to fight off against and will eventually defeat because she's still alive in modern day, according to Batman v Superman and Justice League trailers. So, you know, the stakes in this movie are pretty low for her character. It's like, well, of course she's gonna live. So again, we get the shot of her hitting her bracelets together and making that shockwave and sending her trainer back, or mother. I don't remember if it was her mother or not. But while she's being trained, she accidentally hits her gauntlets together, her bracelets of submission. Again, I keep calling them that. I hope I'm not wrong. But that's what I read. And that's what I'm going to call them for now. When she hits them, it creates that big shockwave and sending them back. We've seen that before. We get another shot of it. But this shot, this whole sequence of her fighting, what to me looks like it's on a airfield, and she's like beating up all these guys. It looks really cool. But if you look closely, it looks like she's saying no at the end of it, like she's being kind of pushed back. Like, what's happening here? Is Chris Pine being like tortured? Is he about to die? Because, I mean, his character can die in this. See, it's shots like this that just say, whoa, you know, it's very stylized, but it's so cool. You know, she just busts in and starts sliding around and slicing people. It's just kind of cool. So guys, that's the trailer. I didn't catch much, but it's pretty cool. I'm still excited for this movie, but this trailer was the least exciting of all the trailers, in my opinion. The song didn't quite work. It was a cool song, but it doesn't work for the trailer. For this trailer, at least. Some of the visuals were a little annoying. Her blocking the bullets with her bracelets of submission, that I'm calling them. If that's what they are, I hope they are. But I don't know, just some of the shots just don't work. And I'm still excited for this movie, but I have my concerns. I feel like they've shown their hand a little too much, kind of like what they did with Batman v Superman. But yeah, I'm still gonna go see this movie. I'm excited. It's the first female superhero movie that looks good. We've had Catwoman, we've had Elektra, but this looks like it's gonna be the exception to the DC cinematic universe, because the first two movies haven't been critically successful. Personally, I liked them, but we'll see how this one does. And if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of when we upload new content. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.